Dr. Mindy here, and on this video, I am going to break down everything you need to know about cleansing your liver so you can get a better fasting result. So if you are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. I'm still on a mission to get 1 million people here fasting. I definitely know more now than ever that the tool of fasting is the quickest and it is the least expensive way to turn your health around in literally a matter of weeks. So I'm so excited you're here. If you're new, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Those of you who send my videos out, super grateful for you. Okay, liver. One of the things that I do with all of my YouTube videos is I look at your comments and I see what your needs are. And I feel like I needed to do one whole video on what you can do to cleanse your liver so that you get a better result with fasting. So I decided that what we would do is I would break down 5 different aspects of the liver that will help you get control of your liver health and help you love on this liver so that you can ultimately get the desire you're looking for with fasting. If your poor liver has been toxified like this guy all the time, you're going to struggle to get into ketosis. You're going to struggle to lose weight. And then you start fasting and you go, oh, fasting doesn't work for me. Fasting works for everybody, I promise you. If it's not working for you, then we need to start to look at something as basic as liver function. So let's start with this idea. What does your liver do? Next to the brain and the nervous system, it is the hardest working organ in your body. So not only does it detoxify, but it breaks down hormones, it makes cholesterol, it breaks down protein, it stores vitamins and minerals, and it burns energy for fat. So you are going to want, and which also happens through ketosis, by the way, if you want any of those benefits, you're going to want to listen to what I have to say. Second thing I want you to know is that the liver doesn't work by itself. It has a team. And its team is made up of the gallbladder, the common bile duct, and your small intestine. So as I go through some of these hacks, you're going to see that I bring in the common bile duct, I bring in the small intestine. Organs don't work in silos. They've got to be able to commune with other organs to be able to magnify everybody's function. And if you've had a gallbladder removed, there's even more stress on your liver. If you have a congested common bile duct, you may see that the cholesterol goes up, especially as you add more good fat in. And if you have anything like SIBO in the small intestine where there's some dysbiosis, you might start to see that you end up feeling more constipated, more bloated, as you start to learn how to fast. So we need to keep this team in mind. Okay, having said that, how would we know if your liver needs help? If you're listening to this and you're like, okay, this sounds like it might be me, let's dial it in and see if it's really you. So the first is just because you make a hormone doesn't mean you break the hormone down and make it usable for your cells. That is the job of your liver and your gut. So if you're having trouble balancing hormones, especially for the women, and you know that you're producing enough of a hormone, I want you to start to remember that it's the liver's job to begin the breakdown of the hormone. This happens a lot with estrogen, especially going through menopause, where you might be on HRT, you might be on bioidenticals, but you're not really feeling the changes that should come with those medications. Well, maybe your liver isn't breaking down that hormone. The second thing, how many of you have gone on to a ketogenic diet and all of a sudden your cholesterol goes up? Or you try fasting and your cholesterol goes up? Well, when we start to clean our diet up and we see that cholesterol goes up, that can be the sign of a congested liver. Those of you with SIBO, when you eat something and you get bloated, especially fibery things like a salad, that can be a sign your liver needs help. If if you're struggling with weight loss, you're struggling with getting into ketosis, these all need a healthy liver to be able to do that work, to get you into ketosis and to be able to burn fat. And the last one that I want to talk about that I don't think gets enough attention is if you have a sensitivity to a food, whether it's a food allergy or if you have a sensitivity like smells, you're super triggered by smells, a lot of times that can be that your liver is working so hard, it's hit its toxic load, and it needs you to work on loving on it and opening it up and giving it the environment that it needs to be able to do all of these amazing things that we talked about in the beginning of this video. Now, I do want to point out, if you're like listening to this and you're like, I might have some liver issues, I'm not sure, that there are some incredible tests that will help you understand your liver function. Of course, a CBC, AST, ALT, bilirubin, all of those alkaline phosphatase, they're all indications of liver function. Just make sure when you get your full blood analysis that you're having it read by a functional doctor, not a doctor who's only looking for pathology. Because when we want to look at liver function, we need to know the functionality of that liver, not if it's in a disease state. Just want to point that out. Also, those of you who've done a Dutch test with us, we can tell liver function on our Dutch test. It's a hormone test that will tell me your adrenals, all your sex hormones, and it'll tell me how your liver is doing specifically in breaking these hormones down. If you haven't done a Dutch test, just put Dutch test in the comments and my team will send you a link so you can learn more about how to do that. Also, if you haven't had a stool test, yes, stool tests can tell you if there is a microbiome issue that's affecting your liver function. So my favorite is called a gut zoomer. If you want more information on that, just put gut zoomer in the comments. Okay, having said all of that, let's talk about how we get your liver doing better. So I want to start with this idea. The easiest thing to do with improving liver health is to stop the influx of toxins. Toxins to the liver can come in the form of alcohol. Toxins to the liver can come in the form of medications. It can also be environmental toxins, sometimes even something as simple as an overaccumulation of BPA plastics. When your toxic load gets up, your liver has to work triple time. So if you know you're struggling with liver function, let's just stop the influx of toxins. We also can lean into foods that feed our liver. So this is easy. It's specifically the cruciferous foods like the Brussels sprouts and the broccoli and the cauliflowers. It's also the bitter foods like radicchio is my favorite, or dandelion greens or endive. That bitter tasting greens is really helpful and nourishing to the liver. So start pulling out the things that are toxifying it and nourishing the liver so it can do the job it was meant to do. We also know, hopefully you all know, I'm a castor oil pack lover. Castor oil packs, they go right over the liver. What ends up happening is that castor oil will go into the liver and dilate the common bile duct so that the sludge that's coming out of the gallbladder, coming out of the liver, can actually dump into your intestinal tract. Super helpful for fasters, super helpful for ketosis. I love a good castor oil pack. We also know a step up from the castor oil pack is something called a coffee enema. As crazy as it sounds to do a coffee enema, I have seen literally miracles in hormones and weight loss when people dive in to learning how to do coffee enemas. I have a ton of information on coffee enemas on my website. You can go there and take a look. And then we have some supplement protocols. So I'm going to show you my favorite supplement protocol that I use with my patients. If you know that you've got some liver challenges, I highly recommend that you go and get yourself a metabolic clearing kit. All you've got to do is put in the notes, metabolic clearing kit, and my team will send you a link on where you can order one of these. But for serious liver congestion or just stagnant liver congestion, the metabolic clearing kit is a quick 7 to 14 days, depending on what you order, turnaround that will open that liver up and make it so that you get, again, all the functionality of a healthy liver, and you overturn all the damages that have occurred to that liver. And then the last thing I'm going to point out, because I like to give you guys things that are simple, this would be a little more complicated, things that are really simple. Go check out the Resetter podcast that I did with Gavin. He is the founder of Restore Hope Oils. He has a crazy story about his liver essential oil that really helped save him from a liver transplant. We also have on our website one of his favorite products called Live Better Oil. If you want information on it, just put Live Better Oil in the comments and my team will send you a link to that. So I give you a variety. I give you things you can do for free. I give you things that will cost a little more money. I give you the easy stuff. I give you some hard stuff like coffee enemas. But the liver is key to fasting. And this is why I wanted to do this video. As you can see, there's a lot to it, so much to it, that I can't just say, oh, you're not getting into ketosis, you're struggling with fasting, must be your liver, do this. We've really got to help you start to break down why that potentially may be happening. So, as always, if you have used any of my hacks with good success, please put it in the comments. We are a community here, we all learn from each other. And from the bottom of my heart, I hope that helps.